Welcome to Random Radio. I'm your host, David Bolander, and thanks for listening in. So, for you new guys, every week we discuss a random topic, whether from a listener like you or my choice. And this week we're going to be talking about the choices that we make as people. And don't forget that any opinions shared on the show are just opinions, and if anybody offends you, they don't mean to offend, they're just expressing an opinion. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the show. So, first off, I'd actually like to talk about like the kinds of choices we make. So we make like big choices that affect lots of people around us and lots of areas of our life, I guess. And then we also make a lot of small decisions. Like, for example, deciding to wake up early one morning, or deciding to, I don't know, making a decision maybe to go out to eat one night, maybe making the decision to cook dinner. We make decisions all the time, whether they be big or they be tiny, right? But yeah, we make so many decisions, and so it's easy to realize that they're not important, and we're actually going to get back to that later, but just know they are important. I'd also actually like to talk about that a book that my health teacher had us read called The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews, which this might get a weird, I don't know, I might get a weird message from saying that, but anyway, in the book, yeah, it's interesting, and basically the main character is given seven main decisions of success. Just stuff that's like, well, this is what you'll need to know, and these are the decisions you'll have to make every day to just succeed, to have a good life, right? One of which was actually wake up, or I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. Basically, just when you wake up, when he woke up every morning, then he was supposed to be forgiving both to himself and to others around him, because the logic behind it is, well, if you say that somebody did something terrible to you the previous day, right? If you continue to not forgive them and to just be hateful of them, that's wasting a lot of energy on one person that you hate, right? And that's kind of the logic behind it. Just like, be forgiving because they don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve your time. Just because you hate them, they don't really deserve it. But yeah, that's just one of the decisions. There are seven of them, it's an amazing book. Highly recommend. But basically, and it, yeah, just decisions and choices, very important, which we're gonna get back to here in a minute. I'd also actually like to talk about how choices make us kind of an individual, right? Say, for example, the like a few months ago, I decided to dye my hair, which then I guess created a little bit more identity in me, because it just means like, hey, yes, I'm the guy who has his hair dyed, right? That I guess your decisions kind of form your identity, and it also forms how you act as an individual. And just don't forget that your decisions also actually affect others around you, right? Even if it's just, I decided to eat out this morning because I'm tired, right? Then that can also affect other people, because it's like, well, you talk to the person who took your order, and then all the people in the McDonald's had to work and get your food for you. And then also you came to work that morning and you had McDonald's, so before lunch, then you're already starving. So, but yeah, your decisions, no matter how big or how small, always affect others, right? Every time. They always do. At least that's my um yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Even if you're just deciding to read a book, then that's time that I guess you're spending that's not with somebody else, right? So it affects it. Everything you do affects other people, even just the little things, right? It's ridiculous how small of things can affect everything. But yeah, that's for the most part. That's what I want to talk about this portion. So let's actually get into our commercial portion. So, as you guys know, and I've been talking about getting onto a conversation app called Wisdom. I'm actually going to link it in the description of this video, just a link to where to get the app. But I'm actually going to be officially doing it Wednesday nights probably around 6:30 or 7. Probably whenever I get done with dinner. But yeah, Wednesday nights after 6:30 is probably when I'm gonna do it. Closer to 7 probably, just because dinner can take a little bit. But anyway, I'd highly recommend that you guys get the app, and even if you guys don't, then it's fine. But if you guys want to come talk to me, honestly, I'm happy to do it. I'm fairly certain it's 100% free. You just have to make an account, download the app, all set, and you can talk to you. What it does is it basically lets and I say this in quotations, top mentor talk to a whole bunch of people just to give advice and stuff, right? So if you want advice from me, or if you want advice from somebody else, feel free to join, honestly. And they're looking for more followers. So honestly, like, I don't know, it's a good app from what I can tell, and I'm going to be starting to do it on like Wednesdays later in the day. But yeah. Um, Also, I've actually been getting quite a few emails just from a few places like Wisdom, where it's just like, hey, we saw your podcast and we think it's amazing. Please come and either put your podcast on here, or come and talk with us, right? And I've been getting a whole bunch of emails about that, but so I might be expanding pretty quick here. But yeah, I just figured I'd let you guys know just on expansion terms. But yeah, so let's actually get on with the show with that. So finally, I'd like to talk about the importance of our decisions, right? Just like the impact of it. And as I was saying earlier, with the waking up and getting going out to eat, then your decisions can affect so many people, even if it's really small. Especially with things like holding the door for somebody. That seems like such a small act, but believe me when I say that it is much appreciated when people hold the door for you, right? So that then you don't have to put your weight into the door, and then you have to like sidestep the door and just do that weird awkward mood where you're like holding out your hand just to hold open the door for the person, so the person behind you can then hold the door, right? It's just kind of annoying, but but anyway, it affects people so much, even when you just do little things, like yeah. Yes, I'd actually like to bring up a battle during the Civil War. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was happening right next to Gettysburg. And basically Joshua Chamberlain, which was the general for that part of the Union Army. So he was tasked to hold wherever this place was, right? And if he let that fall, the South would have totally just won. They probably would have had a swift win on the war, right? Which would then create a whole different America today. But because Joshua Chamberlain decided to charge down the hill because his people were out of ammo, right? So they couldn't hold him off much longer. And so he made the courageous decision to charge down the hill at them, and he won the battle, right? Which then ultimately allowed the Union to strike back against the South, and eventually created the South's surrender. And all of this because of one decision to charge, one decision to rise up against what was normal, right? And it's just crazy how much your decisions can grow without you even knowing it, right? Your decisions go far, like super far beyond what you ever thought they could, right? Or ever what you ever thought they would. For example, podcasting. I expected to maybe get out to maybe 5 people total, right? But no, I have 16 subscribers on here, and I'm very happy for it. And it's like, really? 16 of you really want to watch this? Like, I listen back to these recordings, and I just think to myself, really? Somebody wants to watch this? But I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing, but I don't know. Your decisions go super far, even beyond what you ever thought they could or would or whatever. And I know that I'm restating that a lot. I'm mostly trying to get enough time, and also I'm also trying to wrap it up fast because I have to get to school here in like 10 minutes. But yeah. And as for the application of all this, don't discount your decisions, because I know that it's very easy for us to talk about, or to kind of just set our decisions to the side, right? Like, we wanted to hold the door, but we had to get to class, but we had to get to class faster. We had to do this. We had to do that. Whatever. Or like, or even like, trying to get gas in the morning, right? It's like, well, I'm already late to work. I'm already late to school, right? Those are all excuses, and you really need to just make the decision to do it, right? But that was a decision you made, right? You made the decision not to hold the door. You made the decision not to get gas. You made the decision not to do this or that or whatever, right? But yeah, just don't discount your decisions, right? Or don't discount all the good things that can come of your decisions. And most of the time, most decisions you make will take about 10 seconds or less, right? They will take 10 seconds or less, and they will probably go far beyond and give you far more benefits beyond that, even beyond the day, right? It's just crazy. But yeah, just be aware of your decisions, and be aware that your decisions have much bigger impact than you could ever imagine they would have. But with that, have a great rest of your day. And I am David Bolander, and this was Random Radio, signing